All right, we are jumping into the kind of final essay, the last bigger essay. The final that you do is just an assessment. So let's look at this week. I just clicked out. I gotta share. Um, Share my screen. There we go. Share. No. Hold on. Let me go back to our. Oh, I didn't have it in our bright space. That's why. Am I here? I think I just deleted everything that I just did. It's all right. It's easy to fix. I'll go ahead and, as long as we are in our discussions, we have our discussion, don't we? Yes, commercial application discussion. Good. All right. Well, let me go ahead and just view as a student and carry this over. All right, so we are going to we're jumping into again the final essay, the larger one that we spend the most of the time on. So let's look at the prompt and then go straight to the discussion board. So I'm going to go to content. And you can go to, here is our week 4 advertisement argument. I'm going to continue to put some, why won't that open? I'm going to continue to, oh good, those links are there. I thought I deleted it. And I'll have a couple more links and all that and some more videos. And we're going to look at this discussion topic. I don't know why these links aren't working or why whenever I go, it breaks. So I'll look if I can fix that. But we're going to do a Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop together here in just a moment. All right. I don't like to make these videos very long, so let's jump straight into the prompt. Now the prompt should be here, but it is, but nothing seems to want to open, so I'm just going to go to my prompt. That's why I like to put it in two different places. Go to our advertisement argument prompt. All right, so here we have, there we go. Hopefully it moves with me. But it says music videos, songs, television shows, literature, they all reflect and shape our identity by imitating our lives. Commercials function in a similar way. Rather than simply selling products, advertisements use real life scenarios, storytelling, acting, pop culture references to construct a company's ethos and connect emotionally with viewers, right? So if you, not if you, but I do have, there's a link on here where you can read about ethos, pathos, and logos and all that. But what we want to do, we want to understand ethos. You want to show me that you understand ethos by how you use it in the essay, by how you discuss that in the essay. All right. So let's look at, in this essay, you will develop an argumentative compare and contrast analysis that examine how advertisements either exploit or build up your identity. You'll argue for or against the ethos of a specific commercial. And if you're wondering, well, how am I going to do that? We're going to walk through part of that on a discussion board. All right, so you want to look at characters and speakers, central ideas, those literary devices, um, values and ideals being promoted, use of sensory and emotional details, right? We want to discover an argument that's yours, an original argument. Follow the 5-paragraph format. Reflect on the idea that commercials use our memories, right? We want to talk about how commercials are like another form of entertainment. Um, Incorporate at least 4 sources. So we want 2 academic sources, a form of entertainment, and a commercial. Um, Right. So this is going to be 4 to 5 pages, about 1,500 words, at least 4 sources, and it's first person only. So you want I, me, and my. You want your stories. Sure. So I want your stories, like how does it, you want to talk about how does a commercial use my identity, right? Not just an identity as a whole, but my identity. So I wouldn't choose the Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop like we're going to talk about here in a minute because that's not really my identity, but it's still the one that I'm going to choose for this example. So of course you want to go over this essay criteria. We want to avoid slang, contractions. I will put on there that if I see actually in the essay I'm about to grade with the Raven, I will put, you will get 1 point or 2 points, something like that. So if you have any slang, contractions, or second person in your essay, you will see that you got 2 points and you will have to go back and find it and fix it. All right. So these contractions, this slang, and this second person is becoming a big problem. So if you have any of those in this essay I'm about to grade, then you need to check if you do. You're welcome to use this outline here All right, begin broadly, narrow to a thesis whenever we go to write it. So that's what that's there for you, questions and comments. And then here's how I grade the essay. All right, so there's the prompt. Let's jump straight into coming up with some of those ideas. I'll also kind of be working on that. I didn't want to stop the share completely. I'll be working on that. Uh, Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and then fix this. I'll be working on your, there we go. That's what I wanted. Go into discussions. I'll be working on your discussion board here because I would also like to see if there are any, this is what we always use, but I would like to see if there are any Super Bowl commercials, new Super Bowl commercials that we can also bring in here. So you're not limited to these commercials. These are just some ideas that we've used in the past. And these are some of the ideas that we've used in the past that I've kind of paired together. But I kind of have fun with this. I like to see, okay, well, where are some Super Bowl commercials that we can bring in to this also? I like the Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop one. So I'm not sharing my screen. I like the Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop one. So that's what we're going to look at. So for this commercial, we are asking ourselves, or for this essay, how does a commercial use me to sell its product? That's what we're asking. How does it use me to sell its product? What are some sources that I can bring in to detail how it's doing that? What are what's a form of entertainment I can compare it to show my interests and my likes and how this commercial is a lot like another form of entertainment, right? How is it like another form of entertainment? How is it using me to sell its product? So questions like that are what you need. And I'll put those in the announcements too to help us. All right. So let's open up and where I'm in the discussions. I went to up here to discussions, and there should be a link. If it's working, doesn't seem to want to work a moment ago. If we go to block for advertisement argument, I tried to put a link to the discussions, this Bass Pro Shop, but it doesn't seem to want to work, and I don't know why. So anyway, so we're going to I'll look into that and look at why. But I'm just going to come up here to discussions. So here we have the commercial application discussion. For this advertisement argument discussion or this commercial application discussion, students will focus on the pathos of their chosen commercial. So that is the emotion of their chosen commercial. And here's a website that helps you understand ethos, pathos, and logos, right? In advertisements. So this talks about it in advertisements. So I would like for students to choose one discussion topic and write two ideas in their discussion. So where do I see emotion in the music video? What emotion is it? Is it manipulative or acceptable to help its viewers express their emotions? Because that's what music does. It helps us understand and express our emotions. So where do I see that emotion in the commercial? Does it share an emotion or any theme with the music video? What do the two videos have in common? I'll fix that here in just a minute. Responded to other students in any topic of your choice. So you can, even if you talk in Zach Bryan, like we're going to do today, and you want to say, okay, what did they say in the Swift and Dove? What did they say in Lumineers? What did they say in the Hubbard and Kawasaki? That one's kind of fun. No one's really ever chosen to do that one, but it's still kind of fun. Or is there something else that I would like to discuss? There's my interest down here. All right, so we're going to jump into that. But where do I see the emotion? What emotion is it? The assignment should take you quite some time to complete, so don't try to rush through it. And it's due by Wednesday, February 25th. So not till next Wednesday. So you can take some time in doing this. All right, so let's look at Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop. Let's say, okay, where do I see the emotion in this? All right, so here we are, Zach Bryan, something in the orange. So we're going to say, actually, yeah, we're going to look at this emotion of this one first. And I would like for you guys to comment. So I'll put on there, I would like for you guys to comment on the Zach Bryan something in the orange and tell me the emotion that you see in this and then the emotion that you see in. So I would like for us to do this one kind of together and then you choose one. So I'll go back and put that I'll go back and put that. All right, so let's play this. Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to stop sharing. I meant to pause it, to pause the actual video. Oh, okay, so I got to click on it. So you can see there's a lot of target audience here. So they're outside a lot, they're out in nature, they're young adults, right? So you want to grasp all this in, I mean to get girls running in their bikinis here. Let's let them jump. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. So this, you can see that this has a lot in common with Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop, right? With that, we haven't watched the commercial yet, like we will here in just a minute, but the target audience is the same. Now, we don't want to put people and everybody as our target audience. We want to have a specific target audience in our essay. So let's try to avoid that vague target audience too and what they have in common. But that's what we're looking for. How does Bass Pro Shop use, these entertainment ideas to sell their product? So whenever we're watching these, try to think about what do they have in common. So every bit of it's outside. Every bit of it is outside. Oh, I'm not going to play the whole thing because I don't like to make these videos long. That's a good shot. Like, that's a fantastic shot right there. Actually, I'm going to try to take a screenshot of that. Let me try to get me out of the way. I'm going to try to take a screenshot of this just so I can say, here is a perfect scene from print screen. Here's a perfect scene from the something in the orange that goes along with our Bass Pro Shop commercial. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Stop share. Escape. There we go. And I'm going to go to the Bass Pro Shop now. All right, so I'll move with this so you can see what I'm doing. So we watched some of something in the orange. You can watch all of it. And here's the Bass Pro Shop. And what I want us to do is really look at, I know it says just the emotion, and that's fine because that's what we want to hone in on. But you really want to look at where are the similarities and differences in these commercials, right? So let's expand that. I guess I'm already sharing the screen. Okay, so let's watch this commercial. And then let's look at what are some of the similarities and why. And of course, this is an older commercial. It just works really well with, this is from 2020 from COVID era. Works really well with that Zach Bryan video. So they're selling a product and the commercial or the song is getting us to feel an emotion or to, experience what the musician experienced. Like that's their job. And so let's look at, well, what are some, let's go back to this discussion board and let's look at, let's see here. There we have this. No, what? Okay, that's why we want to go back. All right, so here I have my discussion board. Let me share my screen again. Share. All right, so here I have, so I say, what do they have in common? Just tell us, what do they have in common? So start a new thread. I don't want to do that. So I just want you guys to tell me what emotions do they have in common? What how is the commercial like the music video? I'm going to put that on there. Just how is the commercial? What do they have in common? We're just going to put what, let's edit that. I would really like for you guys to talk about this. What do they have in common? And then just put what else? in common. Target audience. Let's see, imagery, target audience, imagery. They got the emotion, you can talk about logos and ethos. I mean, just what else do they have in common? So let's talk about that on the discussion board so we did the Zach Bryan. I've been trying to put that first. Let's see if I can reorder that. I don't know how to reorder it where that one goes first, but I think I do it up here. But we're going to hone in on this Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop, and then I'm going to use some time to think about what else do I have, and then like put that there. Um, so let's begin there. Let's begin with this Zach Bryan and Bass Pro Shop as a class. I just want you to expand. There we go. So let's begin here. Let's begin with this the class one. I'm going to call that edit. Now you can, the Bass Pro Shop, or could I put, this is the class discussion. I'm going to try to move this one to, there we go. I'm going to try to move that one to first here in just a moment. But I would like for us all to do this class discussion, Zach Bryan, Bass Pro Shop, and just tell me what they have in common. And then you can choose from other ones, right? After we do that one, and I'll finish that on there and you can choose the other one. So let's just begin there and again, you have until next Wednesday, but let's do this one pretty quickly. I'll put a new due date on that one. And the rest of the time, you have until next Wednesday to choose two different ones. All right, so I'm going to change that up a little bit and just jump in, have some fun comparing a commercial to a song, and then we'll find some sources that talk about like how nature is, a source here is like how nature is healing, or some credible sources to go with. We'll get into the sources here in just a little bit, but let's start there.